Hi, and welcome back to another episode of To Be Human. It's so good to see you here today. With humans sharing over 99.9% of the same genetic material, what is it that defines us as unique individuals from one another? Well, let's dive right into it. Okay, so to begin with, let's first unpack the statement. To go wrong in one's own way is better than to go right in someone else's. From this, it is evident that an individual does not automatically know what is right or wrong from birth. So, how do we know what is right or wrong to begin with? For instance, when Werner realizes that his actions have ultimately led to the death of a young child, why does he experience so much more pain, whilst Volkheimer can just close the cupboard and dismiss the situation? Well, it turns out that we need experience to be able to tell the difference between right and wrong, whether that be from our parents and guardians, schooling, radio broadcasts, or from our real-world experiences. So, in this manner, we can regard Dostoevsky's statement to be true, as he conveys that through individual experiences, we learn what is right and wrong, and through these experiences, we expand upon our humanity and grow as individuals. First, let's take a look at Werner. His fascination with radio reflects human consciousness, the instinct to seek knowledge and to make sense of the world. Whilst other children play hopscotch in the alley, Werner sits alone, experimenting with the radio receiver. In this excerpt, Duer characterizes Werner as being driven by inner curiosity and self-determination. However, this curiosity is placed under direct threat when he's told about his fate in the mines. All boys, without exception, will go work for the mines, to which Werner's response is the ceiling slipping lower. Through this, Duer presents Werner as trying to go right in his own way, resisting the collective expectation being put on him by society on what it means to go right in the way of Silverine. But here's where the anomaly emerges. In this initial vignette, Duer presents the responder to believe that Werner's going right in his own way. However, in the vignette voice, it becomes evident that Werner was not going right in his own way, but was going down the path of another all along, despite believing it was his own. The only person in Werner's life who could see through all that stagecraft was his younger sister. How? How did Jutta understand so much more about how the world worked, while he knew so little? Well, I think Frederick best sums it up. Your problem, Werner, is that you still believe in your own life. This moment becomes a turning point for Werner, where he completely abandons conforming to societal processes and expectations, finally escaping the established narrative of success set by others. Do something. Save her. In contrast, Madame Manette goes along her own path from the start, with this path being entirely organic and authentic. She doesn't conform to the set pressures, but instead decides to rebel directly against them, forming a resistance movement. In the vignette The Frog Cooks, she highlights the danger of mechanical submission through a metaphor of the frog. When you drop a frog into a pot of boiling water, it jumps out. But when you put the frog into a pot of cool water and then slowly bring it to a boil, the frog cooks. Through this powerful metaphor, Duer highlights to the responder how passive obedience, represented by boiling water, can result in the surrendering of an individual's humanity and the loss of identity. Furthermore, through the sea of flames, a recurring motif symbolizing human greed and control, Duer contrasts the humanity of Mary Lurie and Von Rumpel, who are both presented with the temptation of the gem, but have completely opposite reactions to the stone. Whilst Von Rumpel becomes consumed by obsession and self-preservation, Mary Lurie rejects its power, asking, why not just throw it into the sea? Through these individuals, Duer conveys to the responder how our humanity is defined not by our circumstances, but by the choices we make, and our moral compass. Only the strongest people can turn away from feelings like that. Ultimately, Duer takes affirms Dostoevsky's idea that it is better to go wrong in one's own way than to go right in someone else's. Through the portrayal of the varying human experiences of individuals in his novel, All the Light We Cannot See. Through Werner, the danger of misapprehending imposed expectations for personal choice. Through Madame Manette and Mary Lurie, the significance of authenticity and purity in defining humanity is depicted, conveying that whilst human experiences may be collective, we as individuals and our humanity is defined through the moral choices and standards we hold ourselves accountable for. The courage to choose our own path, despite it being wrong in the eyes of others. I've been Sean, your host. and thank you so much for tuning in.